Rios, and then Coach Pat Johnson's going to share about her team.
I'm not going to try to go up those steps and then try to come down the steps, because earlier today here, I did a little roll and a kind of a face plant over there on the other side of the arena where they were when they were finishing up on volleyball. So instead of coming down here and falling again, I'm going to stay on the same level. The thing that I want you all to know is that we had an incident yesterday that I am so thankful to be able to tell you about and so forth. But these people that were here, the players, met at yeah, and to kind of have some time and enjoy. On the way trying to get down there, one of our former players, Anita Mathis, was going down I-25, and somewhere about in the vicinity of Downing, a semi that was right in the next lane came over and made the car that Anita was driving do a full 180, and Anita was in the car, the semi is coming along, and the car was being pushed by the big truck. That happened, and we heard about it, and it was a very scary sort of thing, and it could have been very bad, and we all would have been very sad if it had come into the kind of problem that it could have been. But anyway, she was going to go to an emergency room, and I was able to call and talk to her because I was at the hospital at the same time getting a blood transfusion. So in the process of doing that, I find out that Anita is coming to the emergency room in the same hospital where I already was. And I told her, I said, "You didn't need to come visit me. This is a little bit too much. You didn't need to do this." But I was able to go down and see her and be sure that she was okay and she wasn't hurt and that everything was okay. So I am thankful, as I know all of the other people on the teams that we are talking about are thankful that she was not hurt. It was a very serious accident. Anyway, getting back to something that's a little bit more not so sad anyway, a little more happy stuff. This team that we're honoring this year started off by, when we had won about 12 or 13 games, we find out that one of the players was ineligible. She was a transfer student, and our records office had not told us at that point that she didn't have enough credit hours. So we had to forfeit 6 matches. So instead of being something like 12 and 2 or whatever it would have been. We ended up being 8, well, probably 2 wins and 8 losses. So we had a tough start to the season. We gave away 6 matches. That's a lot when you only have, say, 20-some matches to deal with. So we had some making up to do, and we decided that we would see if we could play and get ourselves back to a good position and maybe be able to play our league matches and do okay. And we won a few more games and a few more matches. And then we played in the regionals. Well, we won the regional, and then we found out that we were going to qualify to go to the by-district. So we played on the by-district. We played, somebody help me with that. Who did we play? Biola. Okay, thank you. I wasn't going to do a speech, and I don't have anything to look at here, and so I'm kind of doing a lot of ad-libbing, if you had realized that. But as far as they were concerned, we won that match, which qualified us then to play in the national. And we were hoping that the national tournament for volleyball for NAIA was going to be in Hawaii, because Hawaii had won it before, the year before, in 1981. Well, people didn't want to do that. It was too far to go. It was too expensive. And all of the kids who had worked so hard, that was not a good thing. They wanted to go. So where did they decide to do the tournament? At Regis. Now, to do the tournament at Regis, it was not a very long road trip. So, and it was not a place that we could go, you know, get a little beach time, swim a little, or something of that sort. So that was where the national tournament was. There were 16 teams in the national that came from various regions all across the country. And in volleyball, you have teams divided into 4 categories. And so there were 4 teams in each of the sections of the tournament. And in order to get to the finals, you had to win you had to finish first or second in your division. So out of 16 teams, all of a sudden, we were in the top 2 in our division. And what happened was, unfortunately, Hawaii was also in that same group of people, group of teams. So we had to play Hawaii in the tournament qualifications, but then we lost to them in the first part of the playoffs, and then we went as one of the 2 teams from each division went to the finals. So there were 8 teams now. And remember, we started with 6 losses. So the 6 losses were ones that were very, very hard to take, and it put us into a position that people didn't understand. How is this team that has so many losses getting so far in the national tournament? Well, they were tough. They were good players. They never quit. They got along very well with them, with each other, and it was a group or a team that was very unusual, very unique. I think probably the most fun I had of any of the teams that I coached in the 20 years that I coached volleyball. So, as it turned out, we won 2 matches in our pool play and qualified for the tournament, and we ended up having to play Hawaii again. Well, Hawaii had a tough team. We played them pretty close in the pool play when they were in our same group of 4, and then we went on to have to play them again after having won the first match in the final playoffs. So we did lose to Hawaii. They ended up being the champions that year. They also had been the champions the previous year. So when we had to play them, we lost, but we had a playoff for 3rd or 4th with the other team that was, let's see, tell me who that was. Tell me who that was. Okay. Okay. I'm having to pull some information from some people I didn't know I was going to have to ask about. Like I said, I don't have a written script because I didn't know I was going to have to do this. And I thought that all of this was going to be done with the information from the, anyway. I want you to know that all of the girls that played on this team were wonderful. They have been very accomplished in their careers since they graduated. I'm very proud of all of them. We've got a lot of different strengths in terms of the things that they've done. We've got some coaches. We've got some people who were active in a lot of different things, a lot of different professions. The book, I was thinking maybe I should read what it says about each person, just to make sure that we don't miss anything or make any mistakes. But when they printed this, they made it in such small print that I can't read it. So I am sorry. You're going to have to read it yourself. Okay?